Welcome back to Hometown TCG. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh.
And I'm John.
And we are back with our Blitz Deck Budget Upgrade Series. And we are here with the fan favorite. You know her. You love her. You've played her. You've shot some arrows. We're upgrading Lexi today.
That's right. We're excited to do this, but first, we want to say huge thank you to all our subscribers supporting us this whole time, and an enormous shout out to our patrons at patreon.com/HometownTCG. Thank you to everyone for your support. We've been able to upgrade here. We got in a new space, our new studio.
We got space. We can do bigger intros.
I love it. But we still got some old friends with us.
Yeah, we had to bring Bolton. We couldn't leave Bolton behind. He's a fan favorite at this point. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. We're talking Lexi. So opening this deck up, we noticed it kind of leaned a little bit more towards the lightning side of things.
Yeah, it definitely liked to string 2 attacks in a row on a turn, which was really fun to do, but it still had the ice elements.
Yes, you could kind of control the game a little bit and control tempo with your ice turns, but the deck out of the box leaned into the lightning side of things, so we went in that direction as well. And you guys kind of know how this works at this point. We take a bunch of stuff that we think is, maybe subpar, maybe doesn't do what the deck wants to do, and we replace it with what cards that we think are just better in every way.
So when we were looking at this deck, we wanted to keep some similar ratios. We like the ratios in the deck of the ice and lightning cards.
Yes.
We just kind of made direct card for card upgrades with this one.
And the one thing we didn't do that we normally do is we didn't upgrade the amount of blue cards in this deck.
No, we didn't.
So be careful with your pitch.
Yeah, so there are turns where you can be running low. So luckily it does have deep blue in there. I think that can resolve some of that. And there are 6 blues in the deck, and we do think they are all impactful and can be good cards when played.
Absolutely. We've changed a couple blues out. I think we've got rid of kind of what we think is the fluff in the deck, and we've replaced it with nothing but beef. So let's get into the cards we took out. Starting with the blues, we took out Amulets of Lightning because
I hate that card.
We here at Hometown TCG, we're not huge fans of the amulets.
I would say you could say it's one of the best 3 amulets, though.
Yes, it is it is in the top 3. 100%. I agree. Good point. It is a top 3 amulet. However, we felt it didn't do what the deck wanted to do, so we took out Amulet.
No, it's just redundant. You already have Go Again. You don't need it.
You don't need it. We did take out a significant number of yellows here to increase the power level of this deck and maybe a little bit of the consistency.
Yeah.
Starting with Frazzle.
So, yeah, Frazzle is one that it's pretty good, and it has a nice hit effect. We just decided to make upgrades to it and kind of card for card.
I think so, and I think the same thing happens with Chilling Ice Vein Yellow. We just decided there was a better card to be played, and it was close, but just didn't make the cut at the end.
Right. Pitfall Trap Yellow
was not close.
This is the super poor man's Reckless Swing.
Yeah, we're not big fans. I would have liked to see a take cover here. Maybe if we're reaching back into previous sets and throwing in rare defense reactions. Give me a take cover.
Take cover can combo well because you can put ice cards, lightning cards in your arsenal, flip them over, and use your power.
Yes, and you can even play it out of arsenal and then replace a card, flip them over, get some effects. We just think there's clearly better cards, and I would have loved to see a different card in that slot.
Buzzbolt Yellow kind of goes with our thing that we're replacing some of these yellows with other arrows.
True, and then Chill to the Bone Yellow. It's an interesting effect. It adds a really cool hit effect with the concept of having Dominate, but it just seemed like it didn't really have a space in the deck. It took too much to flip that over, do it, throw something in with Dominate, maybe try to hit another attack, because then you're only throwing 1 attack that turn, most likely. Yeah. It just doesn't really fit what you want.
It's not enough.
No, we're not huge fans. So the last card that we took out was a bit of it was a point of debate here at Hometown TCG, and John has come back from his tour in California a better actor and a more persuasive actor because he persuaded me, and I think this is the right move.
Yeah, so you're getting your +3s from other cards, and quite frankly, you need ice and lightning cards. You need cards that can fulfill multiple purposes. So even though the reload can be good at times, if you're trying to get off 2 arrows in a turn, having an ice or lightning card that can do a similar effect is just going to be more valuable to the consistency of the deck.
It's absolutely more valuable, and it is 100% the right call. You have brought me around, and we have played it, and it was just better in every way. So well done, sir. Welcome back. But all of this stuff we've taken out, we have to replace. We've ripped out all the fluff. We've pulled out all the wires under the car. Let's throw the big motor in. What are the upgrades here?
All right. Going from the same order, starting with our blues, we think a much better blue is going to be Frostlock.
Oh, what? It's a blue arrow. It attacks for 4. It's got relevant effects on it. It's better in every way.
And it can replace 2 things. It can replace our blue, and it can replace one of our arrows because it does the same amount of damage with a better hit effect.
Yes, 100%. This card is just a direct upgrade in every way. And it wasn't too expensive. Now, some of these Lexi cards were a little more on the spendy side, but it's not too bad. This card definitely slots in nicely.
That's right.
We threw in a couple of yellows. I hiccuped there. Couple yellows we did throw back into the deck after gutting the deck of yellows.
Yeah, so I think the first one we can continue on our direct upgrade thing. It's going to be Lighted Up, Lexi Specialization. So this one, another 1 cost 4 with a great hit effect, especially early in the game. If your opponent hasn't used their equipment, you want to see this card.
Yep, and Winter's Bite Yellow, it satisfies a lot of that ice fusion, your ice fusion needs. It's a card that's okay to throw in Arsenal. We think it's a direct upgrade, so Winter's Bite Yellow does make the cut here.
So now let's talk about some of these reds. The first one is going to be kind of like our take aim replacement, our lightning press. It's going to be a +3 as an attack reaction, or it's an instant.
It's an instant reaction. Yeah, but same theory.
And this one's great because you can throw it in the arsenal and give yourself go again, and then you have that ability to go over the top on a dominate attack.
Yes, 100%. It's a great card to throw in the arsenal, give go again, throw something out of hand, use it, or use Shiver to throw something in the arsenal, follow up, throw a dominate attack. It combos really well. It's just a direct upgrade. And there was only 1 in this deck, but I think they're only doing 1 of each rare. But if I'm being picky, I would have liked to see 2.
So this one gives us a 2. Now the next one is our specialization. What do you think of Ice Storm?
What do you mean? What do I think of Ice Storm? It's just fantastic. If you have Ice Storm, you play it in this deck. It is a little more expensive, so we only play 1 copy. But I think it's 100% necessary, correct?
Yeah, it's great. It can completely shut someone down. It's a little harder to set up, so this may have to be an arsenal target, and that can be problematic at times, but the payoff is so huge that we think it's worth it.
Yep. And having one of in those grindy matchups is nice because maybe you're grinding with an opponent back and forth. You are waiting for a bigger setup turn to try to go off. Those occasions are rare with this deck, but when they do happen, it's nice to have the one of Ice Storm. We included 2 more buffs with Icequake Red as well. Again, another card you talked about with me, and I'm on board. It's just a better version, even though it costs 1.
Right, +3 with the hit effect. Now you could say you could take one out for an Ice Storm, and Ice Storm's a better card, but also Icequake is a nice card.
It is. It's a nice card, and we had to stay in the budget. So again, remember, we want to get you guys these decks for $50 and under, including the cost of the sealed Blitz deck. So that's 100% necessary. And then finally, the last card we added was a Snapshot Red. And I like this because, as you pointed out, in turns where you're going to try to do multiple things, it's nice to have 0-cost arrows.
Yeah, for sure, especially if your opponent gives you a Frostbite token.
Yeah.
You can get around things super easily.
Yeah, you can often plan for your turn to have that extra resource available to throw this attack out there. So this deck, I think, is probably, of the Blitz decks, one of the more rewarding decks to pilot successfully. It feels cool, man.
It's so much fun. There's setup, there's different lines of play. And the deck building it is really rewarding too because there are so many different ways you can go with Lexi.
Yeah, we've talked about the avenues, and in previous deck or budget upgrade series for Tales of Aria, we talked about, you can lean this way, you can lean this way. We've chose to lean a little more to the lightning. We have the ice available, but you could try to go back the other way. It's cool to see so many avenues and so many possibilities.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a good place to start that can explore all the combos and avenues with her, we say go with this. It's a simple upgrade, but it's really powerful. The question I have, though, Josh, is if you were to upgrade it further...
Okay.
What
New Horizon.
New Horizon.
Voltaire. Oh, sorry. If we were to upgrade this further without getting too crazy, like let's say we're not using any legendaries, right? We just want to upgrade this a little bit further. I think another Ice Storm is 100% necessary. I really like Seek and Destroy, but you and I talked about this, and I like it in combo with an older card. And you might have them lying around. They're actually kind of expensive now. Remorseless.
Yeah, Remorseless is so good with it because if your opponent has a defense reaction, if you're timing it up, waiting to see your opponent has a sink below in there or something, you throw this out there, they can't use that to block against your Remorseless, and then Seek and Destroy's effect comes in and destroys that card at the end of their turn, so they never even get to use it.
Yeah, it's a great way to get past, those Fate Foreseens, those Sink Belows, or even on the rare occasion, the Unmovable that, Bravo's slamming in there and holding against you.
Or every card in Olden.
Or every card ever in Olden. So those are some direct upgrades we definitely think you can make. Do you have any final thoughts on Lexi? The community favorite? The queen of the format? The absolute goddess of Tales of Aria?
She is fun, and people are hyped about her. So it's really cool to see the different builds. Feel free to experiment it. Get your basics down with all the cards, and then just feel free to explore with her.
Yeah, get out there, play the deck, make the changes, and then if you make changes to our list, let us know what you think in the comments. We can't wait to hear from you guys, and it's been an absolute blast doing this series. And be ready for the finale, where we talk about which of these decks are worth playing in the format, and which ones are going to struggle a little bit. Until next time, my name is Josh.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you around.